scales are weighed. And as for being pleased to lead folks astray and having an army,
what does the Lord intend by this?
The lack of clarity may be intentional. Muhammad's deity admitted he toys with people. God playing with men's souls is embarrassing. Creating stumbling blocks and leading folks astray is demonic. Swearing by the moon, capital M, is incriminating. It reveals our Rahman's and Allah's origins.
Quran 74, verse 32. No, truly I swear by the moon as a witness, and by the darkness of night as it wanes.
Loving the darkness of night suggests the spirit of Islam is Lucifer. He was called the morning star, and his abode is hell.
And by the dawn as it is unveiled, surely hell is one of the greatest signs and gravest misfortunes, a warning to men.
The gravest misfortune, hell, was created expressly for him. With a deceiving and demonic spirit at the helm of the world's fastest-growing religion, no wonder we're in such a mess today. The surah winds down with this.
To any of you that chooses to press forward or lag behind, know that every soul will be held in pledge for its deeds except the companions of the right hand. They will be in gardens of delight.
The first part of this verse is standard mainstream religion, at least non-Christian religion. A man will be judged by his deeds. The second part is senseless, desperate, even contradictory. Having collected fewer than a handful of followers, Muhammad was willing to offer a free pass to paradise to anyone who was willing to be one of his companions. But at what cost? The rest of the Quran is unambiguous. Islam is a religion of works, one in which Muslims are judged based upon the comparative weight of the good and bad things they have done during their life. This verse expressly contradicts that doctrine when it says that the right-handed companions aren't accountable. Both can't be true, which makes one a lie. In that salvation is at stake, this contradiction is catastrophic.
Quran 74, verse 40. They will question each other and ask the guilty, what led you into burning hell fire? They will say, we were not of those who prayed or fulfilled our devotional obligations, nor were we of those who fed the wretched. We used to wade in vain disputes. We used to deny the day of judgment, until death overtook us.
The conversation between those in the Garden of Delight and the inmates of the burning hellfire is told so that Muhammad's Lord can squeeze in a little religion in the midst of his tirade on retribution. With Islam, devotion is an obligation, not an expression of love. Further, men have been condemned for not doing something that has not yet been specified. But showing that he is a master of the obvious, the Lord adds prayer to his list of good things. There are now 5 do's in the Quran. Unspecified prayer and ritual have been added to orphan happiness, wretched beggar support, and cleanliness. And on the don't do list, we have vain disputes. The surah culminates with these bizarre verses.
Quran 74, verse 48. No intercession of any intercessors will avail them.
Whoever collected these surahs wants us to know that there is no Savior. Christ was just kidding about that salvation thing on the cross. However, by saying this, they injured their prophet's credibility, for he claimed to be an intercessor.
Verse 49. What is the matter with them that they turn away from admonitions as if they were frightened asses?
Asses indeed. 26 centuries earlier, Yahweh told us that Ishmael's offspring, a heritage Muslims claim, would be wild asses of men.
Verse 52. Each of them wants to be given scrolls of revelation spread out. No, by no means. They fear not the hereafter. Nay, this is an admonishment. Let them keep it in remembrance, but they will not heed unless the Lord wants them to. He is the fountain of fear. He is the font of mercy.
Stop the presses. Clang the bell. That's flat out amazing. 5 revelations into Islam, and the Lord has just contradicted himself a 3rd time. And this, like the others, is at the core of Muhammad's mission. Didn't the Islamic God teach the use of the pen so that he could teach men that which they did not know? Didn't he give scrolls to every Adam, Abraham, and Jesus? Now he says that when men ask for scrolls of revelation, they will be told, "No, by no means, no scrolls for you." Mecca, we have a problem. Oh, and I almost forgot. What do you think about a God who says,
"He is the fountain of fear. He is the font of mercy"?
Beyond the schizophrenic duplicity, imagine spending eternity with a deity who calls himself the fountain of fear. For those who may be troubled by the biblical references to fear, fear not. The root of the Hebrew and Greek words used for fear mean revere when used in the context of our relationship with Yahweh. Moving on to the 94th surah, the next chronologically, Madudi explains,
No sooner had Muhammad started preaching Islam than the same society which had esteemed him turned hostile. Their relatives and friends, clansmen and neighbors, who treated him with respect, began to shower him with abuse. No one in Mecca was prepared to listen to him. He was ridiculed and mocked in the streets, so the initial stage was very discouraging. That is why Surah 94 was sent down to console him.
Before we dive into the surah, I'd like to share a hadith from Ibn Ishaq to demonstrate how reluctant Muhammad was to discuss the relationship he had formed with his demonic spirit.
Ishaq: 3 years elapsed from the time that Muhammad concealed his state until Allah commanded him to publish his religion according to the information that has reached me. Proclaim what you have been ordered and turn away from the polytheists.
This is from Quran 15:94.
Warn your family, your nearest relations.
This is Quran 26:214.
When these words came down to the apostle, he said, Allah has ordered me to